Good morning. This is Don the Idea Guy. It is Thursday, October 27th. This is episode 32, 33. Darn it. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't remember. Anyway, this is 30-ish. This is a 30-something episode of running through my mind, and I'm kind of excited about the topic this morning. It came to me while I was driving here listening to Jason Zook's latest Action Army podcast. It's not based entirely on the concept that he's talking about today, which is people are lying to you, and that's about people lying to folks and selling them the dream of, in particular, in his topic, had to do with generating passive income. So kind of like the get-rich-quick schemes of they sell you on the dream of earning money while you sleep and requiring no effort whatsoever, but real work goes into most businesses, whether it's entirely on the front end to build something of value that people are interested in buying, or it's on the fulfillment side of when you sell this product, a bunch of people are going to be on your payroll to put it together and ship things out. And, that's been around since the beginning of time. I mean, people have always been selling the dream. When you were, at least when I was a kid, you bought comic books and there was always cool stuff in the back, like, potato guns and, that predates me by decades, and X-ray specs. That was the cool one. You had X-ray specs and sea monkeys. What a load of bullshit that was, right? So, the picture always had the family of these underwater creatures, and they were kings of an underwater kingdom. They're wearing crowns and they're riding seahorses around their castle. And in reality, it was, I don't even know what those things were. It looked like fish food. Oh man, what a ripoff. I'm bringing back horrible memories. And the X-ray specs, what a joke X-ray specs were, because they always had the picture of the guy with the X-ray specs on, looking at his hand, and he could see the bones through the skin. And of course they had to work because, they had those swirly hypnotic rings on them. Of course you could look through walls with those, right? No, those are horrible. Okay, so, wow, this could be an episode about selling the dream. No, this is an episode about buying the dream. So this is about the difference between thinking and doing and feeling like you're doing. Part of this connection to Jason Zook's topic is the fact that there's a study out there that I thought of while I was listening to his podcast. There's a study out there that shows that, what's the best way to explain it? I did not look up the article before I jumped on the recorder. I'm going to have to dig out the link and send it to you later. But it is a scientific study that said thinking about doing something can release the same chemicals in your brain that you get from actually doing the thing. So let me break that down a little further. So buying a gym membership and saying, I bought the gym membership, so I'm a person who goes to the gym and I work out, you end up fooling yourself into thinking that you went to the gym and worked out because it releases some of the same chemicals in your brain. I don't know if they're I almost said a word that would have been a made-up word, but I'm not even going to try it. They release chemicals in your brain that makes you feel like you actually did it. So to me, that connected to Jason's topic, because if people are selling the dream business of this passive income that comes in, if they buy the course that teaches them how to do the passive income, or if they buy the turnkey website magic search engine software that generates business for them, that drops big checks into their bank accounts, they feel like they did that. They didn't do the work, whether the product works itself or not, if you do the work, product effectiveness aside, whether they bought the thing and put it into action or not, they got the feeling that they had that same success. So the gym membership was a good example, and I think that's one of the ones they used in the original article I read a while back. The other one that I run into a lot is domain names. I fall prey to this too. I have an idea for a business that I'm going to put up on a website, and then I buy the domain name. Sometimes I'll get the hosting for it, and that's paid for it, and it's in my head, it's done. And I got the same feeling from putting it into action that I had if I had put it into action. Because coming up with the concept is one thing, but then you have to put it into action and make it a reality. But thinking about it and spending money on it to get you to a certain point makes you get really close to the feeling you had if you launched it. Is this making any sense at all? So another thing is books. We're writing a book, and we're getting into November here in just a few days. And November is NaNoWriMo, or NaNoWriMo, or however you want to say it, but it's National Novel Writing Month. And the whole goal in NaNoWriMo is to complete a novel during the month of November, from start to finish. Like to do it truly according to their rules, you shouldn't even have a concept yet. Maybe you've got a concept, but nothing written out, nothing on paper, no notes about what this is going to be. And I think the number you're supposed to hit is 50,000 words. It's just starting to cross back onto my radar again, because every year for the last 3 or 4 years, I've signed up for NaNoWriMo. And last year, I actually wrote. That's the first year I actually wrote some stuff. But you think about joining NaNoWriMo. You think about tracking some of the writing. You think the dream of having this novel published. And it makes you feel like you're a writer, even though you weren't writing. If you buy the gym membership and you buy the expensive running shoes, let's go to the running shoes. You buy the expensive running shoes, and you buy the sweats, and you buy the headband, and you buy the Fitbit, and you wear the Fitbit, and you're going to train for a marathon. And then the first day it's raining outside, you don't go running, or it's a little cold and it's early in the morning, so you don't get up and you don't go do it. But you fooled yourself into thinking that you did run the marathon because you bought those things. You fooled yourself into thinking you're the accomplished novelist because you bought the writing app and you have a really cool lap desk for your laptop, or you bought a brand new laptop just to do writing on. You fool your brain into thinking that you did those things because you bought the things that are connected to them. You're not, people aren't just selling you the dream, you're living that dream in your head. There is no substitute for doing. There's no substitute for doing something poorly. At least you did it. I remember when I wrote my first book, 100 Watts of Creativity, I got all kinds of compliments going, dude, you did it. You wrote the book. I'm so proud of you. You finished the book. You did. Wow, man, you did the book. And for me, it was a really simple accomplishment because it's a list of 100 what-if questions. Yeah, it took me a little while to get to it. And once you get to about 75, you really start reaching for some stuff. But I did it. And then it wasn't just the list of questions. Then I formatted it. And then it wasn't just the formatting in a file. Then I printed them off and had them bound. And then I sold them. And then when Amazon introduced its Kindle thing years later, it went up on Kindle, and there's a actual physical copy of it, because I used to print them in a print shop I used to work in. But there was a physical book that people could buy, and people did buy, and I could give away and say I was an author. Whether it was self-published before self-publishing became cool or not, I had a book. And people recognized that it was an accomplishment because they had an idea for a book but never finished their book, let alone formatted or made it available to sell. So there's a huge difference between thinking, feeling, and doing. And you have to bridge that gap, because getting past the thinking phase is harder than you think it is, pun intended, because it gives you such a feeling of accomplishment, and then everything else in your head is like, no, just sit back. No, just relax, dude. You thought about it. You're halfway there. You're halfway there. You thought about going out and running. That's almost as good as running, man. Well, do it tomorrow. We'll just start tomorrow. No, go out and take 3 steps. Run a half a block. It's better than thinking about running a marathon. Putting up a crappy website to sell an ebook is better than thinking about the most beautiful website or buying the best domain or hiring a graphic designer to do something. I'm stuck in a thinking, feeling thing right now because for the past 2 years, I've been in the middle of finishing a card game that I have an idea for. And every year about this time, I go, oh man, I didn't finish the card game again. And I get together with the graphic designer and go, we need to get back on this. And the graphic designer updates the file and goes, you're right, we need to do it. And he gets that piece up to date. And then 3 weeks goes by and I didn't look at the file again. And then it's going to be months. And I'll go, damn, didn't do it again. Now I'm going to wait a year. I have not created a game yet just because I thought about creating a game. I did a mock-up. I'm really close, but I've been really close for 2 years and it's still not done. So I fall victim to this stuff too. That's half the reason I started this podcast. is so I'm not just sitting back drinking coffee every day going, I accomplished this stuff. I'm drinking the coffee, Drip Joy coffee, by the way, sponsor shout out. I'm drinking the coffee on the way to work, thinking about the things I need to finish, thinking about the things I need to put into action. And then I put together the podcast to talk about those things. As I've described it in one of the summaries of the show is it's an audio action list. The stuff I'm putting together, the things I need to take action on. So I'm going to go back and now putting together the games back in my head. I've said it out loud. I've shared it publicly. I need to work on the game. The landing page, I should build a landing page for it so you can start ordering it. Because if you order the game, I need to finish it so I can send it to you. We're so close. All right. That's all I'm going to talk about today. When I mentioned I was drinking coffee and I did a shout out to Drip Joy. I keep moving around in the podcast where I talk about the coffee, and today it's here. So this morning I'm drinking French Elation. Now, some people might confuse French Elation with French vanilla. This is not French vanilla coffee. This is not a flavored coffee. This is a delicious, robust, kind of medium to dark roast where you can actually taste the coffee. Drip Joy is not for people who don't like coffee. Drip Joy is for people who want to get better coffee taste out of their K-Cup brewers. Their Carrick brewers are usually pretty crappy coffees. They're old and rejected coffees. Drip Joy put together great coffee blends, fresh coffee blends. They're roasting them, putting them in their Joy pods, the Joy cups, and sending them out to you on a monthly basis. And that's the nice thing about the subscription is they can plan how many are going to be bought, and that way they can send them to you so your coffee's fresh. I think one time I've had coffee in a K-Cup that's tasted this good. One time. Maybe twice. One of them was a special blend that was outrageously priced. Because it was it's not single source. I'm trying to think, not single destination. It's a coffee thing. Can't remember it. It was a single provider, and it was outrageously expensive. It's like $40 for the pack of K-Cups, which is just nuts. It's like it was good, but it's not that good, right? And then the other is a local coffee roaster that literally roasts it blocks from my house, and I can pick up coffee from them, and they put their coffee into K-Cups because they know people want to use them in their Carrick roasters. And that coffee was delicious, but the crappy pods that they put them in, the cups they put them in, jammed my machine, and I had to clean it 3 times to get the stuff out of it because it's just not made for that. It was an add-on piece. Drip Joy is planned this from start to finish, and that's what I appreciate about it. Plus, they're friendly as hell. You can reach out to them on Twitter. They're at Drip Joy. If you want to find out more about the roast, go to downthe.ideaguy.com/dripjoy and learn about the roast. Again, I'm loving the French Elation right now. Still going to say I think my favorite is Dark Bean Daydream, but, they're all delicious. Okay, back to the conversation. So pick one thing today. Wow, I went right back into the rant, right where I left off, and now back to your show. Pick one thing today that you're actually going to do, not think about doing. Something you're going to do not feel good about thinking about it. You already own enough domain names, right? You already have enough ideas. The problem is you're not putting any of them into action and making any of them a reality. If you want help with one of them, send me a message. I'm easy to get. You find me at dontheideaguy.com. I'm easy to find on social media. I'm everywhere as Don the Idea Guy. Leave a comment in the show notes and name the project. Do a shout out to yourself to say, I'm going to get this done before the end of the year. We're coming in on the end of the year. And now's the time everybody is trying to sell you the dream in the emails. I can't tell you how many email lists I'm a member of that I haven't heard anything from these people, these blogging experts that started out with some good articles that I signed up for, and then I never heard from them again. And now all of a sudden, every single day, sometimes twice a day, I'm getting messages to sign up for their elite blogger school of awesomeness, or the add 10 billion people to your email list coaching love program, because they're trying to squeeze money out of you at the end of the year. That, it's a gift to yourself, and you already know enough to put stuff into action. Think about the Wright brothers. They did not know how to build an airplane before they started their airplane building business, right? They applied the knowledge they had building bicycles, repairing bicycles, to what they wanted to do, which was fly. So you already know the stuff you need to put something into action. Go put it into action. And speaking of action, another shout out to Jason Zook's Action Army podcast that sparked this concept. I totally had another idea ready to go for today, but that's what happens on Running Through My Mind. You get whatever's running through my mind, and you'll get something else tomorrow. Have a good day. Go put something into action, and I will see you later.